I'm a drug addict. And I just wanted to say it.
That's not something you should say lightly.
I wouldn't say it's saying it lightly. I'm saying that caffeine is a drug and I can't get enough of it.
Fame is a gun.
And fame is a gun. And I've had 1,000 milligrams of caffeine today.
Can you estimate how many milligrams actually?
Okay, let's actually estimate. So I had 250 before my eyes even opened.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I had 250 milligrams in my pre-workout. And then once I was done with my pre-workout, then I had a yerba mate, 150. Oh, I'm so fine. And then I just had a double shot of espresso, which is about 160. So I've had about 560 milligrams of caffeine today. I've had
above what's suggested.
Above what's suggested, but not, I would say, a reason for concern.
Repeated daily usage at that level is a reason for concern.
It gets to a point where you have to think, why?
Do I need that?
Why?
Well, our good friend, Miss Rachel Weisz.
I'm sorry. Can you say that name one more time?
Miss Rachel Weisz.
Okay.
Miss Rachel Weisz Levin. She, as you know, would wake up every day and drink a crazy energy drink daily,
right?
And like just to get to the job,
right?
And she recently stopped. She had to stop because it was becoming too much of a burden mentally, physically. And she said she's never had more energy in her life than she has now. Yeah. She was like, it's amazing how much more natural energy I have, and I'm not drinking caffeine like that and in huge doses.
So do you think the best way to get rid of this dependency is just cutting it off cold turkey?
That's everything. Let's start with what the first thing you said was. You're a drug addict.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with addictions? Through abstinence. And maybe that's not necessarily how people actually deal with addictions that are more severe than caffeine, but I think maybe setting some limitations and some boundaries with yourself when it comes to your caffeine usage would be helpful. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say.
You talking to me like I'm patient, which I needed to, has just opened up a can of worms with other addictions that I have in my life.
Let's hear them.
Well, I think we might have talked about this before, but caffeine was one.
Yeah.
Food. Porn. I would almost say I'm addicted to dating.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different.
I think you're.
Oh, you say no.
No, I can't
Joe.
Say it. I can't say it.
You can
Sometimes
say it.
I want to say things.
I know what you were gonna say.
No, you have no idea what
I have. I fear it.
What?
Attention.
I was gonna say I think you're addicted to rejection. That's why I was like, I shouldn't say this thing.
Okay, that's a good one.
You know what I mean? You're addicted to the feeling of being rejected.
Yeah.
You need to feel rejected.
I need to, but that is a really interesting way to put it, because I need to feel rejected for me to keep going, to just put myself more out there.
I regret saying it. I didn't want to say it.
No,
I don't want to dive any deeper.
I don't, but Joe, I'm not taking any offense to that, because I actually think it's a really interesting way.
It's a really crazy thing to say about another person when you're not a medical professional, though.
There's rejection and there's attention, because the rejection aspect is so interesting.
It's
but yeah,
just I just think
we don't have to dive into it any longer unless you wanted to.
I just think that maybe, I feel similarly in a lot of ways with stuff where it's I'm so used to this feeling, growing up and everything, there's just so many worlds of rejection around me that it's I actually seek it out, because to not be rejected would actually be more unsettling. It would actually be scarier and harder to be oh wait,
everything's just
I'm
happening.
Just being accepted.
I'm just being accepted.
And to be accepted means to be seen.
And to be
and
seen,
mama, we
sometimes
are
is
clowns
scary.
On stage, disguising ourselves in clown makeup. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Doing a little tap routine to gawk the audience.
Yes. Yeah.
Meanwhile, when the curtains close, oh honey,
it's dark in there.
It's dark in that room.
In that basement.
In that basement, it is.
Were there
dark,
a lot of bugs this year?
They're just those little flies.
Yeah, but that was self-induced. Were there any roly-polies or the big red spiders?
No roly-polies, no spiders. Again,
Weird.
Since I live my day-to-day like I'm Snow White down there in the basement.
And what does that mean?
One with nature.
Is there nature? So there are bugs.
There were a lot of bugs before we got an exterminator. Let me tell you that.
The exterminator sealed up the holes for going into the next year.
And when I do see bugs, They're flipped upside down and they're dead. And it makes me really think, why don't we give a shit about bugs? Because they're nuisances.
Isn't that horrible?
It's horrible.
Isn't that horrible?
But who decided that the bug was a nuisance? I was just talking to you about the bug's life. I say I'm dying
You're
for Joe
really
to get.
obsessed with bugs today.
I'm dying for Joe to get a tattoo of a bug on his arm. Because you know what, Joe?
I'm shocked I don't
When I
have a
think
bug.
about you, I think about a bug.
I like
because you're
bugs.
flipping over rocks. So that is something to think about when you're getting your tattoo next.
Even that, you would just sit and watch, right?
I would come with you all day.
No, I'm talking about flipping rocks. Were you ever like partaking in the flipping, or you just watched me flip rocks?
I never flipped a rock because that shit scares
You don't like
me.
even like a rock pool? Like what about like seeing little fish in tide pools? And
No,
stuff?
fish freak me out too. Anytime I'm walking into water, I'm flipping my fins, trying to get so far, and I'm not looking at those little like tadpoles. I
don't know about tadpoles. I don't know if they're tadpoles.
What are the small little minnows?
minnows?
I am kicking them out of the way, and I feel bad because that's their home, but I don't feel comfortable in it.
Well, then maybe it's like you shouldn't go in the ocean then.
I agree. I shouldn't be allowed in the ocean. I'm not a water sign for a reason. I don't like the ocean. I don't like unknown things happening there. My biggest fear is drowning. I
Natalie
don't.
would.
Natalie, right? I don't want to. Sharks. I don't even come near me with that shit. I don't even want to think about that shit.
You never wanted to be a marine biologist
I
growing
never
up?
wanted to be a marine
I
biologist.
think that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I think every child at some point considers the pathway of marine biology as a career.
I'm not kidding. If I was to go through the top 10 things that I wanted to do when I was a kid,
I want to hear them.
number one, ice cream truck.
That was the number one.
I mean, you want to talk ages here?
I remember my kindergarten when I wrote down.
Kindergarten, I think ice cream truck was a plausible
That's
idea for
very
me.
sweet.
I think, of course, there was going to be politician even when I was 5. I think that for another one, I think it could have been chef or / baker. They are two different roles. I can do both at one.
You'd prefer baking.
I much prefer baking, but at the same exact time,
You could do both. Yeah.
I would like to cook from the heart. Baking's
And
less
you
from the
cook
heart.
Baking. The number one ingredient with all baking is
Is
love.
love. Number one baking
ingredient is love.
is love. And speaking of love, I feel that in a lot of baker's goods. I just had a pumpkin molasses cookie,
And I felt that love.
felt that love. Chef Danielle Sepsi, I feel her
She's
love.
always.
She's
top ingredient.
always
her secret ingredient is love.
pumping love into Nutella banana
Yes.
bread. I would say another one for me is probably some sort of doctor. And most of the things that I wanted when I was a kid, aside from ice cream truck driver, I thought I was going to be able to make a lot of money when I was an adult.
Okay, so you were solely focusing on capitalistic gain.
100%.
Okay.
And honestly, a wife.
Okay, I remember my one and only answer
Marine
was
biologist.
no, it's archaeologist, because I remember having to ask my teacher in kindergarten, how do you spell archaeologist? Imagine I don't think she knew.
You had that fossil of
Trilobite.
exactly that. You had that fossil. I can see it in its glass container.
Oh, I was so strange.
Yeah, you were
I was so
strange.
strange. It's so sweet. I had
No,
so
it's
many
sweet.
fossils and weird things. I had rocks. I had like raw like fossils that like if you can use your hands, like the oils on your skin would damage the
Why'd
fossils.
you get away from that?
I think I'm pretty much back to it, wouldn't you say?
I would say you are pretty much back to it, but I think that even in your hobbies are extremely creative, which I think is plausible for your career. But at the same exact time, you could be getting into these fossils a little bit more.
I think having 3 fish tanks and managing 3 fish tanks is enough of a full-time job for me.
You're right.
And those fish die constantly. Like it's a brutal world out there for those fish. So I'm gonna say that's my hobby that most reflects my childhood. Because again, I had frogs, I had fish, I had every single pet. I had turtles,
Right.
tortoises,
Right.
everything.
Now, would you ever go back for some sort of ologist?
No, I don't think so. I think I wanted to be an archaeologist. Number one, because of the movie The Mummy. I think that really, I really wanted to be Brendan Fraser, and I want now to, I guess, also be Brendan Fraser in that movie. But I'd like to see a lot more of Brendan Fraser.
I would like to see what I could dig up underneath that surface, if you know what I mean. Bones and all.
Gross.
Disgusting.
I just
Disgusting.
But yeah, I don't think archaeologist is in my cards anymore.
I can understand that.
But I did love it. I wanted to be an archaeologist. I wanted to be a marine biologist. I wanted pretty much those were the two from like kindergarten to 4th grade. And then I found out about Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, and the rest was
since
history.
then, like literally since then, it's been director. Like that was actually the beginning of the end for me.
Yeah.
It's been Spielberg truly ever since, with a slight variation when I started working corporate.
And
then I was like, I'm going to be evil gay who makes a lot of money doing some sort of like brand.
Which I can also still
we're here right here.
You mean evil gay with a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. You really did always know what you wanted, because when I showed up at your house, you either had a curated experience, one with your different archaeological things. You loved the fish as well, so that was marine biology for you. Or you had every different type of equipment to make some sort of movie.
Movie making was highly nurtured. The trait of movie making was prayer. It was like some kids, like their parents are forcing them to play the tuba. Like it's like, you need to play the tuba. My dad was like buying me flip videos and being like, you have to make an Oscar-winning film. Like that's your only expectation in this life. Whatever else I do, I think my dad does not care, so long as I create movies. Like that was kind of what was drilled into me as a kid. You would think you'd think I was Francesca Scorsese.
And in a lot of ways, Joe, you are Francesca Scorsese.
She should come on this couch.
Let's get her on the couch.
She would love that.
So I'm just gonna name 2 guests we have so far. It's Dot from Dot's Pretzels from last week, Francesca Scorsese.
So buckle up, big season
for us. But I think it's really interesting to think about the fact that you really haven't strayed away from what you've always wanted.
I do feel lucky about that.
I feel a lot of kids when you're growing up, especially for me, it's like the fact that I had 10 different ideas. Of course, the point of being a kid is like having just Wonderlust, and you're thinking about all these different things, but then you get into things like sports, right? So then I'm in sports, right? Some of us, but think about the sports kid. That's for me, that I learned teamwork. I learned how to be with others. I learned camaraderie. I learned things like that. But you, on the other hand, were perfecting a craft at which you now use nonstop.
Yeah, nonstop. Literally,
so you fostered something you wanted.
But I don't think that happens. I think I actually am very lucky that that's like not a normal thing.
100%.
I happen to be pursuing something that also hit at the time that we started being able to make content. It all was a perfect storm. It was a perfect storm. I do think for you, it's Baker. I'm so sorry to say.
I've been having this because right now, I think I actually have, because we talked about pyramid schemes that I was involved in when I was in high school.
The Cutco knives.
I never did Cutco knives. I told you this. I never did Cutco knives.
What did you do? You were almost going to.
I was almost going to do Cutco knives.
Did you go to someone's house?
I did Verve. Vima.
Didn't you go to someone's house with Cutco knives?
No, it wasn't for Cutco. It was for Vima.
Are those knives?
No, it's energy drinks.
Vima?
To come back to being an addict of caffeine. Vima. Vitamins, essential minerals, magnesium.
How could I forget?
And aloe vera.
Yeah, no, hearing that jogged my memory.
Right. So I always had this entrepreneurial spirit to me. I always wanted to start a business. And I do believe still at this very moment at my core, I am an ideas person and I do want to start businesses. I lack execution in a lot of different capacities. It's just putting your mind to paper and just going for it. Because I'm not gonna disclose what we talked about this morning as well, because I don't want someone else to jump on my idea.
If you don't fucking do that, I'm gonna be so pissed.
That actually
all I could think about the whole workout was that, and I was like, this needs, but I need it done in the next 6 weeks.
I need it done in the next 6 weeks.
It's not funny. It would do so well. It would sell so well. I literally have never needed a product more.
And that to me, actually, knowing that you needed it,
I need it.
That I just think opens up a world of so many people that need it.
Who need it.
So I have a question for you. We're not gonna talk about this. I think we're actually, this whole episode is going to just be
job,
what we thought we were gonna be and what happens if we were that. Well, with this, what do you think my next course of action is?
I don't know. You know people
Prototype?
who build things. Yeah.
All right. Well, now that I'm going to be an entrepreneur, it's going to be really different for me. I'm going to be on Shark Tank in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
What do you think would have happened if I was an ice cream man? I don't think that's ruled out.
I think that we are seeing it in action. You kind of live like an ice cream man. You're also a
what do you
serve. I just feel like something about your general demeanor and your joie de vivre is that of an ice cream man. The only thing that's missing is the truck and the ice cream, but everything else feels like it checks out to me. I think if you ask 10 strangers on the street, what do you think I do for a living? At least 8 would say ice cream man. You know what I mean? I think that's probably the first thing people think of when they see you.
That's really nice because I have a jolly spirit.
That is all I'm talking about.
And you think, but I don't know if I've necessarily seen an ice cream man lately that has had the jolliness that we think that they do. It's Santa-like behavior.
I can imagine if I was an ice cream man and I saw you walking up to me, I wouldn't be so jolly either. I'd be jollier to a child.
I guess you're right. Instead of a 30-year-old man running out of his house flagging down an ice cream truck. Yeah, 100%. You've never killed for a chocolate dip?
I don't know. Like when I'm talking about, like, have you done that in Brooklyn? Like, have you left our apartment to get an ice cream truck?
Never in my life have I left in Brooklyn, but when I'm at home on Long Island, different. I'm running out.
I'm sure.
And I've actually gone so far to running down the street.
Yeah, honestly, there is something to the concept of an ice cream truck that I think we could start doing for other businesses. And of course there's food trucks, but what if those food trucks started, first of all, who decided they could just play music like that? Like, that's kind of interesting. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
That's also,
it's like insane.
Like Trixie Mattel's on the microphone saying hello.
Hello.
But imagine that with a taco truck. Imagine you're sitting in your home and you hear the taco truck anthem come past, and you can, or like a coffee truck.
Oh, that is.
Wouldn't that be like kind of a big deal?
What the hell is everyone doing with their lives? I'm sorry.
Everyone's working from home. No one's out and about. Everyone's antisocial and depressed. The coffee truck comes past.
Joe, but you're that's so smart of you, because I'm thinking even like we live in a world of Uber Eats and DoorDash.
Oh my God, this combats that.
And this is bringing but again, we are like, you are in a way supporting small businesses if you are ordering from like mom and pop shops through Uber Eats, but they're still giving a huge cut of their services to them. So what if our favorite taco place got this truck? I'm you know what? I'll help with the funding.
Okay.
And I mean, I can't do it all myself. I would have to put it out there to the community. And they get their truck and they're going through. And I know when I hear that sound, I'm getting out Pastor.
It's one business. It's one truck business that has different, it's like kind of like, it's like a
rotating menus.
Yes, rotating menus, but it has to prioritize local mom and pop. I'm so sorry. It can't be like a Wonder type situation. I want this to be Framici. May she rest. Is she still open?
No, she's dead.
Okay, so imagine a Framici type, and it's like, it's Pizza Fridays, so you know it's the pizza truck today. The next day, again, it's Taco Tuesday. It's something else Wednesday. Wednesday is Sunday. It's ice cream truck.
It's Carvel.
It's Carvel.
Okay, so this is a really, really good point. What I fear is
the lack of consistency will be a problem.
No, I actually think that's incredible. I think that what needs to happen here, because since it sounds like it's a rotating truck for the community, it sounds like we're highlighting different businesses along for the week. So let's say you are working with, let's say, Burrito Mariachi. And you say 100%. To Burrito Mariachi, they know next Tuesday we're going to have to send one of our employees with the driver, because the driver's always going to stay pretty consistent. I think it's going to be me. So I'm going to be driving this thing with the employee. That's great. They already pre-make most of the food.
Yeah, it's basically all pre-made.
And they're coming around and they're giving it out. I think that's the way to do it.
And it's like, instead of like the it's like Burrito Mariachi Day.
Burrito. Hello. Hello. But again,
hola.
Feel free to play with it, because if you want to bring in instrumentation, I know a few people.
Yeah.
I know Maxiel. You know, like I know Juniper, like I know different bands that could really throw down a beat. So that could be amazing. Live music wasn't something I was necessarily thinking, but once you said music,
I wasn't thinking it was live music. I think now we're taking it to a place of a huge business expense. So this is supposed to make companies more money,
right? Because
make local shops more money.
You're
Like
right.
also like say like listen, and here's the other thing, and I'll just say this to all food truck owners, and maybe you're already doing this. Take to the streets. I think that if you own it, are they driving around?
I would say some of them. Well, this is the thing.
I feel like they're parked.
They are. A lot of them are parked, and they disclose.
They're
their
like,
location.
come meet me at the Stop and Shop parking lot.
New location today. Yeah. We're gonna be at.
Get your ass on the road and
gas.
Start playing. Listen, I think you could make up for the gas money in 3 people who stop you on the side of the road.
Question for you. This is something that they're gonna argue. Food trucks. When you're plopped in a spot, and you know there's always going to be foot traffic, people are going to be coming up to that truck.
A hot dog place near Airport Plaza, a hot dog truck.
Right.
They've been there for as long as I've been alive.
Never seen a single person at that truck.
Oh, I've seen people at that truck.
Really?
My father many times, yes.
For a dog?
Yes.
That to me, like, you know, those like off-white trucks, like those are
like
the
Breaking Bad vans.
Like the Breaking Bad vans that are just like have a hot dog sign. And honestly, I've seen a lot of them, or actually just one of them pulled over on the side of Sunrise Highway.
No, that's too much.
That's too much. I can't imagine parking my car and going there. I'm like, wait, I need that. Can you put some relish on there? No, but to your point, it would have to be an extremely bought-in community.
Yeah, everyone has to agree.
Everyone has to agree.
Happening in Celebration, Florida. Is our test neighborhood is Celebration, Florida.
Celebration,
if you
Florida.
are in Celebration, Florida, we have really exciting news about this truck company that we're launching. I can only presume this would go the way of like Waymo or something so evil, so fast.
Yeah.
Like it would just become corrupt within the second day of business.
That's why it wouldn't be corrupt, is because we're involved. I need people bought in, but I do think this is actually the new age. It seems like you're going back in time from the delivery services and everything.
But that's what the people want in the age of these horrible AI data centers and lack of personalization. We want to bring people back onto the streets and to see their neighbors at this truck.
Can you imagine a slice truck?
A slice truck, and you could meet the love of your life, who's a girl who lives 3 doors down, who you've never seen before, because you both just go to work and then you go back into your home. But your hands touch as you're reaching for the same slice at the slice truck.
And you think they're grabbing their slices?
They're pointing.
Right.
They're saying, I want that one. And they both touch. And then they get married 3 years later, and they have a whole family with kids.
And you know what? It doesn't even, no, it needs to be forward facing. I was going to say, it could be one of those things that it's the truck comes by. You're like, hey, they order on the little thing, and then their food becomes. Yeah, I know.
No screens. No screens.
You're right.
Because that's crazy. And that's something else that I find incredibly sinister.
Yeah.
Is there is an employee behind there. And listen, at Taco Bell, have I used the screen plenty of times, because they actually don't let you order anymore with a person. You have to use the screen.
Right.
There's a person right there. I'm waiting on this. I'm not waiting in self-checkout lines anymore. I've stopped doing that. I want to be checked out by a real human being. Yes. Because I can't scan the avocado code.
I'm going to tell you something about the fucking self-checkout line. What's the point of using a self-checkout line if that light is always gonna go off saying you need an employee to swipe their card to help you with the service?
Just go to the person to begin with. I'd rather go to the person to begin with. What other jobs did you think you would have?
Good children.
I am Joe Hedges.
And I'm Angela Muscarella.
And this is Good Children.
We spent the past 25 years growing together.
And now it's time for us to grow up.
What other jobs did I want when I was a kid? Well, I'll specifically remember when we did that fair, that job, the 5th grade Commerce Plaza. I was very, very upset that I didn't get lawyer.
Oh.
I was really upset that I didn't get lawyer.
I got mayor.
I know you got mayor. And you know what I got? Accountant. That's funny.
I honestly do believe that Commerce Plaza was like a psyop. Like it was like, don't pursue. Like was there artist? Where's the podcaster at Commerce Plaza?
Well, Joe, so we were in 5th grade.
I know.
I hate
I'm
to
just
say that, in 2007. So
where was the podcaster? Where was the gay guy email job? Didn't exist.
Email job, social media.
No.
I mean, like, but again,
now
it's because of different times. Now there would be. I would love to see.
I'm curious Because I mean, I think it is kind of crazy. No shade to every accountant out there, because like you have it made. Like, congratulations on the money. I think it's crazy to look at a 10-year-old and say, you know what should do for your life is being an accountant. Like, I think it's a little bit like limiting self-belief to incorporate.
And like that whole concept, I don't know if other people out there experienced this, like growing up, like this was a part of our elementary education, but I needed to go up in front of my 5th grade teacher for an interview, and she was the one that decided that I was going to be an accountant. What did she see in me?
Ms. Benet?
Mrs. who?
Sepe. She's an accountant.
She said he is going to be an accountant.
I think I want to just circle back to you saying that you wanted to be a lawyer. I think if my 10-year-old, 11-year-old son told me he wanted to be a lawyer, I would send him to military school.
I mean, Joe, I went to the boys' state.
I would ship him away.
Yeah, because I mean,
you're 10 and you're aspiring for a lawyer.
I know.
Why?
And the whimsy could have been me
Why?
just being why?
Yeah.
I think at the time
you were in it for the cash.
I was in it for the cash.
You
saw Legally Blonde.
You chose the least lucrative option out of everything that was out for you.
Joe, everything that my parent, like, again, like, it's like I went to school for finance. Like, I thought I was gonna be like making money, and then I was like, you know what?
I'm gonna be a fitness coach and a podcaster.
I'm gonna be a fitness coach podcaster, and I'm gonna show them. And thankfully things worked out. Things did work out. I'm probably making close to something of a finance tier. I'm not gonna say investment banker, but you know what? I don't have those hours.
No,
I don't have those hours,
not.
and I think that is what the beauty of it is. But yeah, it is unfortunate. I think it was also just like what I was surrounded by. Like, I did have a lot of people in my family that were also lawyers and politicians, or people who were trying to pursue those things. So I was definitely a product of my environment, being like, oh, if that is what they do, that's what I guess I should do. That's why Baker felt so foreign to me, which is really sad. What else would you want to do?
I'm like, what did I go to school for before I changed my major?
Business.
That was like a lost cause, though. That was me like having no clue what I was going to do with my life, because it was like I was either going to go to NYU and become Rachel Sennett, or I was going to just kill myself.
How old is Rachel Sennett?
Our age. Like,
you would have been there with her.
Yeah. But those are my only 2 options. Like, genuinely, it was like, that's how I saw my life. It was like, if it was an NYU Tisch, it was just gonna have to be dead soon. Like, and so that was Hofstra to me. I was like, this is the next worst thing to hell.
Next worst thing to death is Hofstra.
Yes, in some ways, I would say so. And I remember, I mean, I thought I would do marketing. I thought I would do like advertising at that point, which would have been fine, I guess. But I don't know. Again, like, it was always kind of this shit. It was always this shit. Like, I don't know. I wanted to be an author. That was a big one for me.
I mean, it's still going to happen.
Yeah, but at that time, that was like, I think I really wanted to write a book. I wanted to write a book. I wanted to make a TV show. I wanted to direct a movie.
There you go. It's happening.
And it's still literally all I'm focusing on. It's all actively happening as we speak. And that was it. That was literally it.
And I would say I have situations with the law.
You're going to have a lawyer soon.
I'm going to have a lawyer soon. I am probably going to have to go to a doctor's office. Mm-hmm. I am going to need a financial advisor.
Here's the thing. You wanted to help people.
That's it. I think.
And look at you now.
That's what it is. And look at me. I'm helping people.
You're helping people everywhere.
I'm helping lesbians, the lesbian community everywhere, Joe. You're so right. And again, I can find them in fitness, and I find them right here in their listening ear.
How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that?
I've always, I guess, in that way wanted to be a helper. And even with the baking, that was.
I think that you're on a fool's mission right now by not pursuing baking.
Joe, I am on a fool's mission. You are genuinely correct, because there is nothing. But I try to really think about baking, and I try to think about cooking too. Mm-hmm. Do I enjoy the act of making it? Or do I enjoy the joy it brings to other people? And I think it is mostly the joy, because when I'm making things, I wouldn't say I'm like happy-go-lucky.
You're like stressed and upset.
Although I find myself like this past weekend, I was at my parents' house and I saw 3 ripe bananas and I said, Literally before there was even caffeine in my body, I said, I'm making a brown butter banana bread.
If you want to see something happen like you've never seen before, just put 3 ripe bananas in front of Andrew. Like, it is a guaranteed banana bread,
It's
like
nonstop.
on site. If so long as there is a banana in his presence,
Yeah.
a bread is being baked.
And
I
I know-
actually am gonna start doing that all the time.
Joe, it's that and that. No, yeah. If you had
It's like
bananas-
it's like a video game. To bring it back to last week, like it's like you see the task at hand. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, there's 3 bananas.
Let's go for it. I'm mashing up those bananas and I'm thinking about different ways to use that banana because I've done banana blondies before. Those have been delicious.
Yeah.
Do you remember those? I made it with like almost like a maple frosting on that.
Oh yes, I remember.
They
the
were like
maple frosting.
squares.
Yes, those were crazy.
Those were so delicious.
You're so talented. You're
Thank
so
you.
talented.
Thank you. And I do believe every single time I bake, it's never bad. And I recognize that's not always the case with a lot of people. It's the love.
It's the secret ingredient.
But I think where I'm at personally right now is I could get into baking. Don't get me wrong. And I can still bake more for a hobby. And not everything needs to be a lucrative business. But if I can find a way to continue to save the money that I'm making, and I'm coming into more and more money, I do want to put that towards getting a little shop and rolling with it for the rest of my life.
I love that.
A cute little bake shop. And it doesn't need to be in New York City. It can
In
be
fact, it'll be somewhere in New Hampshire.
It will be somewhere in New Hampshire. And that is like almost, I know it's still a business, but that almost feels like a form of retirement to doing something that genuinely brings me peace.
My question is, why wouldn't you just do the thing that brings you peace now?
And just like bake.
Like, why wouldn't you? Or like, yeah, like again, like you could still make it content, but like if that's like your retirement plan and it's what people do currently, it's like people like it's people's careers.
I think when it comes to the content and the baking, it takes out the joy for me. Like it really does. Like
Find a way to make it work, honey. Find a way to enjoy doing it. It doesn't have to be what everyone else does. That's the whole thing. Once you crack that code, instead of following the everyone else's
it's
instructions,
just me eating it.
yeah, I made this. Show it to the camera and eat it and react to it. You don't have to film the whole thing.
And it's like recipe.
Yes.
Ah! And I'm like, that's so funny that you asked for
Like
that.
I feel like Gabby Scalzo does a good job at like showing the
does.
finished product or like showing one little touch, but it's not like we're sitting there watching her make a cake
No.
every single time.
Yeah. Maybe it is
Find
just
the avenue.
it is just finding the avenue, just sprinkling it in. If I'm using baking
Yes.
terms, sprinkling.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to do with all that shit.
What does that mean?
Like, what you don't want to eat it, babe?
You can definitely get rid of it in our apartment.
But do we want that? I'm making 24 cupcakes, and suddenly your
Why
ass.
don't you cut the recipe in half? Like
I could do what Danielle Sepsis
Yeah,
is
make
doing,
one
the
cookie.
one cookie. I can make one cookie.
you're gonna steal her. You're gonna steal
No,
her
I'm not going to
format?
steal her format. I would just have to like half recipes. Let's get crazy with it.
Why not?
Parmesan
Pretzels.
pretzels.
It all comes back to a Parmesan pretzel.
Pretzel. I can't imagine you in anything. I would love to see you in something analytical,
What does that mean?
like crunching numbers.
I would rather
You with like cute little circular black glasses on, and a
Okay,
little
so it's now it's
suit,
drag.
and a little suit sitting in a. I could also see designer for you. Is that something you want? And take a second before you respond, because this will live on forever,
I'm not gonna say never.
right?
I'm not gonna say never. I do think
Right.
I would like to create a line of menswear that fits bodies,
Right.
like gay menswear that's not curt and leak. Like I want to see clothes made for like bears that isn't like the most tacky, disgusting articles of clothing I've ever seen in my entire life. That would be tea to me.
Can I almost suggest something for your line? Just from something that I deal with personally, is there's no real fine line between a skinny jean and something that's so baggy and big for my leg.
I do think there is.
I've looked up short,
tapered.
still a little too tight.
Well, you have a very specific body shape.
I do.
It is that of Olympic athlete. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Speaking of that, not Olympia or Olympic athletes, I started to wear my pants at my waist.
Isn't that nice?
It is really nice. I used to do high-waisted pants. I used to, as in like probably yesterday. And then I decided, you know what? Let me pull my pants down to where my waist is. Because there's nothing worse. And I'm just going to take it into the context of dating or sex or whatever. Because that's me. There's nothing worse than when you go to over a man's apartment and your pants are as high as your nipples. And you decide he's going to take your shirt off. And before he even can get my shirt off, I'm trying to do it myself. I'm shimmying my pants down to my waist.
Is there a line?
And then he takes off my shirt and there is a red line that is falling right underneath the bosom. That's the last thing that I want. But when I wear my pants at my waist, my ass is big, right? And that's amazing. So it's pushing out the fabric of the ass and making my thighs look insane. Like, not insane in a good way. It's making it look ill-fitting in the forward area.
Yeah, you have a gymnast's body. And that's a challenge to dress.
Yes, and the crotch goes so low, it looks like I have a saggy sack. Which I've never complained about that before in my life.
Yeah.
But it needs to come up a little bit.
I want to focus on Speedos.
Maybe this is just my line.
Yeah. I want to focus on Speedos, jocks, like tank tops that are like cut like into a specific body form. Like that would all be tea to me. And then of course, yeah, I would want to also do some pants and jackets.
Now that's nice. Tanks
that are cut for like a beefy chest that's not just pure muscle.
And it obviously, like, I do like a little pull on my tank, something that's not restrictive, so like you see like the roll, especially with underwear.
That's my whole thing. I know exactly how I plan on constructing the jock straps. Like I know, and the speedos for me, it's like I'm either tucking, like it's either pulling my bulge to the point of Barbie, or it is so loose that it looks perverse. Like there's no in between for me in terms of sizes. Like it's either too tight or too loose. I have plans.
Okay, we don't have
but that's so far down the line.
I know.
But I would love to do that. That's like, I have succeeded in all other avenues of my life. I might as well start fashion designing. Like that's like kind of how I see it. Like it's not a priority in the slightest.
Right.
But it'd be nice. But I think it's really challenging.
I guess that's how I feel about making some sort of multi-million-dollar baking business. Like I recognize like Melissa needed to put in a lot of work before she had Baked by Melissa. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's Crumble Cookies. Like he had a shop and then he decided to franchise, you know. I've been really obsessed with this random girl that lives in maybe Westchester. Her business is called Just Chippies. Oh, Joe, if you ever have a minute and you're scrolling, I'm not even friends with her. Like I actually just simply plugging her warms my heart to see what she's doing. Just Chippies. And I'm almost wondering, would you be down to come with me one day to go get them?
Yeah.
I need to get
100%. I would do that.
Okay.
As long as you like are driving, which is the only option. I would love that.
I want to drive.
If you ever, like, trust me, if you have any reason ever to leave the state to go on a drive somewhere, and you could be going back that night or you could be staying overnight, no matter where it is, no matter what it is, I will pay for the Airbnb immediately. Like I would Venmo you immediately for that trip. Like I don't care if it's to get chips. I don't care if it's to pick up something, to see a site. I will go on that one day road trip.
Just to clarify, Just Chippies is cookies.
Okay, so you didn't answer my question earlier when I did ask. I said chips, and you were on the mission still. So they're cookies.
They're cookies. They're of a very similar vein to a crumble, but to see this girl,
I'm sorry, but I don't want to disrespect.
No. To see this girl, she was working a job. I can only presume. Oh, she was working for the FBI.
Oh,
I know, but don't.
She's a Fed. I don't necessarily know if I need to buy a Fed's cookies.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't the FBI. Maybe it was some sort of Just Chippies. It's gonna say followed by Andrew.
Oh, she's in White Plains?
White Plains. You'll get on a train.
Oh. This girl was working for the FBI.
She was doing something, but she made this business a reality. It's actually so inspiring, and she's always selling out, and the cookies look good as hell.
Oh wow!
And like she just did that,
I
and
haven't
it really
seen a
makes
single
me.
cookie yet. I've only seen her face. No disrespect to her, but I'd like to talk to her about her social media campaign. There we go.
There we go. They look thick.
Oh, these look heavenly.
They look heavenly.
They look so dense. They like the ice cream scoop kind of effect.
That's what I'm saying. Because like
ooh,
they
that
keep
peanut butter and
shape.
jelly.
The peanut butter and jelly. There's Nana.
Oh, there's shipping
something.
available.
I know there's shipping available, but this is
You
the
want them
same.
hot? This is kind of reminding me of the Hey Fat Pig from Salem. What is it?
Joe, what
Good
the
night, fatty.
fuck were we ordering?
Good Night Piggy. What was it called?
Oh, a good night fat.
Good Night Fatty.
Was something about fatties. Fat. Good night fatty.
Good Night Fatty.
Good night fatty. Yeah.
I'll be getting that next weekend.
Wait, question. What was the thing that we were doing during COVID? Specifically me, I was ordering
You
cookies,
and
like
Amanda.
drops. Cookie drops.
Wasn't it like the cookie girl?
The
Wasn't it
cookie-
also called something almost heinous and perverse?
It was, but like this is a market. Like I think right now that we're experiencing, like cookies are in. They have been in.
But
Like
we don't quit with the cookies.
we
it
don't quit with
seems.
it. But think about cupcakes. Think
Yeah.
about how quickly
They
crumbs just went
down.
from the top to the literal
Oh,
bottom.
it's closed.
They closed on Long
Isn't that-
Island.
No, it's crumb cook. No, crumbs is the cupcakes. No, sprinkles is gone.
Sprinkles is gone.
I want to now. I like hate having the phone because everything gets fact checked. But I did edit an episode recently, and everything I said was wrong. Everything I said to you, like in the kink episode, every word out of my mouth, I was wrong about. Like it was. I fact checked everything. It was crazy. Do not trust anything we say. Sprinkles cook cupcakes, right? Yeah, I think they shut down, Andrew.
What was her name?
Yeah, Sprinkles' final day was a month ago. Candace Nelson. She sold the
Candace
cupcakery
Nelson.
like a while ago. But yeah, they all shut down. How tragic is this? You're not going to believe this. And
No.
talk about America. All of the cupcakes that were still in the vending machines are just rotting there.
What?
Yeah, you couldn't even buy them. You couldn't even sell out the stock. They all closed on the same day. So there's just cupcakes still.
Rotting in machines, and they're not going to do anything with that machine. You know what? This is another thing. You just brought up a really point I'm remembering. I went to the Target, Farmingdale.
Okay.
I go to grab a coffee. You know when they used to have a food court in there? They had Slurpee machines. So I'm like, freezies, ices. I'm with my nieces. They're begging. I want an icy. I go to the woman at the counter. Oh, can I get I'm going to get a cup for the icy because it's spinning. She goes, those have been here for 15 years. No one's ever cleaned it. It's 15 years old, icy, still spinning in the machine. I'd like to check that electric bill. That's insane.
This is why you shouldn't be shopping at Target.
Right.
This is why.
Right.
This is why.
This was
One
back
of many reasons.
This was back in the day.
Yeah.
This was multiple years
Okay.
ago.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it just brought up that point. I can't believe we do nothing with those things.
No, it's crazy. It's just like, I mean, like there's food waste and there's also something, it's like almost Wall-E-in. It's like Wall-E to me.
And I'm not trying to, I am trying to solve things, right? But there are only so many things that one person can solve. And I think Too Good To Go is trying to solve something.
But here's the thing about Too Good To Go. I don't know if anyone needs 6 dozen bagels. I don't know if any one person needs
You're
6
right.
times 12
sometimes
bagels. You know what I
sometimes
mean?
people just need one.
Yeah.
Sometimes
For
people
$5.
just need one.
But I mean, it's really good. I think that Too Good To Go, how about we just bring that to a place that people who are food insecure can get it? I mean, I'm sure that's also people who, they probably are using Too Good To Go, which is great. But yeah, we have a problem. America has a problem.
America has a problem. But I don't understand. What do you mean? Actually, no, I'm going to get on one right now because I don't understand. This is the caffeine. I do not understand how they do not have a coordinator at each one of these businesses. It could be a small mom and pop shop. I'm willing to be the coordinator for Frank's Pizza. If there is still pizza that's left over at the end of the day, why isn't the coordinator the one that is accessing these food insecure, whether it's different facilities that you can bring it to, whether it's hitting the motherfucking streets? You know what? Dunkin' Donuts. I knew what I was doing when I was a senior in high school, and it was going to see Mary Kate.
Yeah.
And she'd say, "You want the donuts that we're about to throw out? Because we're throwing them out regardless."
And we eat a dozen donuts.
And we ate the dozen donuts right there on spot. And that's what I was doing. So, I mean, we need more people they're going to be hitting the street.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll go.
Will you? Will you?
I literally, if there was a company, I would also be willing to pay. But that's the thing. You get there with a minute left and they're still charging you the full amount. And that's okay. But if there was a coalition of people that had networks with these companies that were like, I'm picking up 7 dozen
if there
donuts.
Was a food truck that picked up all of these things at the end of the day
and drove around
and
the
gave
city.
them out to the unhoused. And look at how something that was once a capitalistic, pig-minded concept from the two of us became something that could help people.
Wow, that was a breakthrough that we needed to have. And that's how long it takes for some people to come up with an idea. Like, it started with something and you just saw us talk for about 40 minutes about random things and came back to what the thesis of the whole episode was going to be. And that's just really, really beautiful. The idea of having 550 milligrams of caffeine in a day, like, and to have the guts to talk about sphincters is so sick. And to your point from before, Joe, you guys really should never listen to a thing out of our mouths. I said I was going to be eating right for my fucking body.
Compulsively.
And look at me now. I actually am holding back a GERD that is larger than you can even imagine.
I'm so pale.
I can't wait to get a little color on this body.
I look like Peso Pluma.
Joe, you really look Peso Pluma.
I just saw myself in the reflection over there.
You look like Peso Pluma. That's the perfect person to put on it.
I don't know what he looks like now, but I look like Peso Pluma the last time I saw him.
Yeah. Well, it's because you're wearing like a jersey. You got the haircut, a little bit of beard. Like, you know what?
The nails are a little, I can only presume.
This is a good look for you.
Thank you.
I really like that.
Thank you so much. It's time for a phone call.
Phone call. Yeah, let's bring it on.
Good children to the guidance office.
Hi, Joe and Andrew. My name's Mary. I'm calling you from Milwaukee, and I have kind of a problem I wanted your take on. So my ex-boyfriend, horrible piece of shit human being, but his sister's really cool, and we recently reconnected, and she wants to invite me to her wedding, which, like, I'm super down for, but is that incredibly messy to go to your ex's sister's wedding? Mind you, they are no contact. She hates him. He's not invited. So I just need your opinion. Should I go? Should I politely decline? I'm not sure. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.
Mary. Go to the wedding.
Mary, go to the fucking wedding.
Mary, go to the wedding.
And if I was to go to this wedding, I'd be going to this wedding and I would be posting like it was my fucking wedding. All right? Post to your story. You're going to look sexy as shit. You're going to look sass. And that man,
sassy, yeah.
You're going to look sassy as shit. And that man, that disgusting man, he doesn't even talk to his sister.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine.
You're in the clear. You should go to the wedding. Why not? Like, sometimes beautiful friendships form out of horrible people. Why not go, Mary?
And it sounds like, again, you have to think about it less about this ex of yours and more about this sister of a girl who seems to be like a sister to you as well. If you guys were able to rekindle and you have a shared bond, which is a horrible man, you absolutely should be going.
Mary in Milwaukee.
Sometimes I get chills when you start playing a voicemail. Because like we've still not to this day had someone who's like, hi, Joe and Andrew. It's blah, blah, blah. Remember me from high school? Can you imagine?
I would definitely read it before I press play. Like
you put me on
it
spot.
Wouldn't be like Queer Eye where like we wouldn't know. Like, I do check out the voicemail before I press play.
You put me on spot. But you guys, if you want to call in, like, call in
with your questions, Call in with your crazy stories. Call in with just about anything at 516-366-0826 so we can bring you to the guidance office.
Let's bring you to the guidance office. Let's show you God. What?
Prepping. You're prepping.
I'm prepping for the amazing Hobby. I'm tired of rumors starting.
It is time for Right Up My Alley. Ruma, what is your Ruma this week?
Well, it's definitely could also be your Ruma, but it was something I was doing the week previous. But I also will give Joe credit. You were the first person to introduce me to them.
It's always this.
Pesto eggs.
Oh, pesto eggs.
It is right up my alley and has been up my alley and it's seemingly up so many alleys because we're getting them at little cafes. But pesto eggs, it's the easiest way to enhance something that sometimes becomes so monotonous and boring and almost sometimes skeeves you out a bit. Put a little scoop of pesto at the bottom on that pan and scramble some eggs in it. I was even going so far and you know what's amazing with pesto? Any neutral cheese, mozzarella if you want to put in there. I was loving pesto with a little feta cheese.
Wow.
That was really tasty and tangy. Yeah, so pesto eggs, switch it up. Green eggs and ham, if you will.
My Ruma this week is working at a coffee shop. This is a call. I'm channeling someone. I'm envisioning you right now listening to this. You don't know me. I don't know you, but I know you've been working from your bed for a little bit longer than you would care to admit to even your closest loved ones. I know that. I see you right now in your bed. And I know why would we settle for anything less?
Right.
To quote the Smize, this magic maker at Smize and Dream
100%.
Sydney. Why would we? It's amazing to work from your bed. This is me telling you, I'm speaking to one person right now. One person I'm channeling.
Okay.
Through spirit.
I saw them.
Yeah, I see them very clearly. And they know we can see them right now.
Yeah.
And they're feeling oh my God, they can see me. Get out of your bed. Google coffee shops near me that are good to work from. Read some reviews and go right now. Get up. Take a shower and go.
There was a second that I thought you were going to tell this person to apply to work at the coffee shop.
No.
When you said my Ruma this week is working at a coffee shop.
So that's something that I do have to work on my phrasing because I did say to my mom once, she was like, what have you been up to? I'm I've been working at this coffee shop. And she was like, are you working as a barista now? I was like, no. Why would you ever think that's what I meant by that?
I thought you meant literally in this moment, I thought you were going to say I am working at a coffee shop.
No, I am telling this person to work from a coffee shop. I think also, hey, I love my baristas. I love every barista I know. But I'm telling you, if you are used to working from bed, go to the coffee shop and challenge yourself to go multiple days in 1 week. I last week didn't work from home the whole week for the first time since 2020. It was the first time I went somewhere every single day. And the difference in my brain, the difference in the way that I am the energy I have, the enjoyment of my space, how clean my room has been, it is a 180 flip from the week before. So I'm just saying, if you're someone who is very used to working from the comfort of your own home, specifically your bed, but even just your living room, whatever, get out, see the world. I also think it was making me angrier. I think because I was so used to just sitting in my room for so long, being in public, because it was getting to a point where I was I can't tolerate anything. I can't tolerate, listen, someone talking on the FaceTime.
He couldn't even tolerate seeing people.
I couldn't tolerate anything. I was so disrupted and disturbed by daily human life because I was literally avoiding it at all costs. That's crazy, and it's so easy to do now. It is so easy to stay in your apartment. Get out.
And I'll also add to that, get out. We can choose a coffee shop pretty close to us, but at the same time, if you have access to an amazing coffee shop, maybe it's 15, 20 minutes away.
Even better.
If there's a barrier for you to not be able to go home so quickly and give up.
But I'll say one thing, it's not bad to be close to home when you're having coffee.
When you know that you have a private bathroom and a gorgeous, an amazing bidet.
Yeah. I will say that's actually one. I almost would say baby steps. Start somewhere close to home.
You're right.
And then adventure. Adventure out.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But I just really like, I really mean it. I really hope one person hears that and takes the chance and goes to a coffee shop today or wherever else you want to work from. I don't care.
Yeah.
But just work from somewhere that you can like buy something for $4 and sit down and park yourself there and plug in your laptop and get some work done. It will change your entire day and maybe even your life.
I can see life.
My life is changing. Like I'm Peso Pluma now.
No, you're Peso Pluma and like you're like you operate with joy.
I'm significantly more joyous than I was a week ago.
I completely agree.
Like I can see the difference.
Yeah. I think a lot of people can.
All right. It's time for BTB. Bring that back, where we talk about something from childhood we'd like to bring back. Borders. Speaking of coffee shops, I miss Borders a lot. I really miss Borders bookstore so much. When I was going to the Percy Jackson releases and eating hummus with a random teenage girl, like that was the time of my life, hanging out with all the weirdos and freaks. Mary Kate Thompson, second mention of the week, second time this episode. Like I loved that time. Barnes and Noble doesn't cut it. And I listen, Barnes and Noble and Borders, I guess, we're both taking out independent bookstores. So to bring it back to last week, independent bookstores,
always the first option.
Always, but I miss, there was something so chic and
grandiose,
free about a Borders. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it so much. I miss it so much.
That's a really good one. I would say mine's going to be a piggy bank. I'm going to tell you why. I have coins all over my fucking room, in my jacket pockets, in my pants pockets, in my backpack zippers, in every place I can find them. And I don't have a singular place to put it. And I know that's on me, but there was this idea when I was a child that I just had ample amounts of piggy banks for no set reason.
You had a lot of piggy banks?
Joe, I had multiple piggy banks, and I'm almost going to say the piggy bank I need for my own personal benefit is the one that every single time that you put a coin in, it tallies it for you. You know those ones? And those were cutting edge.
Yeah, I have
the
one
jar.
of those.
I had one of those too, and I just need that because to know I have $15 in there, you know me too.
You're going to the penny machine. You're getting your cash back.
I'm getting my cash back. But you know me, I don't stray away from paying in straight quarters.
You're like, that's like literally every single service worker's worst nightmare. Like,
but you know what? Like at the end of the day, it might be your worst nightmare, but that's what worked for me that day. And I know that's a selfish take, but if I have $15, but just in quarters, to me, that's still money. And it's unfortunate we live in a society where like we overlook coins. We say fuck the coin. But like, sorry, babe, someone decided to put monetary value on that, and I'm simply gonna have to use it for the sandwich today. Shit out of luck. Unless there's a change machine nearby. Haven't seen one of those in years.
Any bank.
I guess I can go to the bank and get $15.
When TD Bank dropped the penny arcade,
Joe,
that was one of the best days of my life. I loved that.
To go with your parents,
yes,
and be like, I'm bringing this today, and getting like a $20 bill.
Yes. Oh my god, amazing.
Yeah, let's bring that back.
Oh, that made me inexplicably sad suddenly.
Yeah. Like there was like something like stripped away from us.
Just thinking about like going there with my mom and checking and cashing in change, like,
and being like, "This is my money that I worked for."
Crying, and it probably wasn't even mine. I mean, obviously it wasn't mine.
No,
yeah,
they were like collecting coins around the house.
And I was like, "You want to go to the penny arcade today?" Oh, she's like, "Keep it, God,
keep it."
I want a car. Okay, you guys, that's that for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to do your homework.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, send it to your friends, all right? And don't forget, you can find us across all social media platforms at Good Children Pod. I'm on Instagram at Andrew Muscarella, on TikTok at Andrew_Muskie.
I'm on Instagram at Joe Hedges, and on TikTok at Be Quiet Joe. Don't forget, you can join us on Patreon for 4 brand new bonus episodes every single month, a brand new episode a week, where we just dive into more. It's more diaristic. It's more personal. Why are you looking at me like that? I was like getting nervous.
Like a piece of meat.
And yeah, come join us there. Check us out in the chat. Sometimes we go live. And that's about it.
And treat yourself with kindness, okay? You deserve it.
What made you say that?
Maybe I just needed to hear those words.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Bye, guys.